Hey guys, this is Eric with Eric and Nikki, and today we're going to be going over new construction deals and how we turned a rehab into a new construction because we screwed up. If you find value in this video, go ahead and hit the like, hit the share, tell your friends. We're going to be teaching all things real estate on this channel, so please give us a follow. All right guys, this is our deal review time. So this is where we show you the real numbers and give you all the juicy details. So this property that we bought was supposed to be an easy rehab. So we ended up getting this property under contract on December 2nd of 2019 for $116,000. This deal came from an agent that we created a good relationship with, and they brought us this deal off market. So it was not listed on the market. We had some interest. They were trying to push it as a build. At the time, I didn't think it was gonna be a good build. So we did a rehab. We were budgeting for a rehab. So we borrowed the rehab funds and we borrowed the total purchase price. So it was 116 plus 100,000. So we actually borrowed 216 at the time. So our total down to buy this property was $9,370.44. So one of the biggest keys to this business is making sure you have good funding partners where you're not putting a ton of your money in, but you're still able to make money on the end. So that is a big key. We got into this deal and we gutted the inside. We spent about $5,000 gutting the inside, and we came to find out there was no foundation. No foundation, all the wood was rotted, and things like this happen, and you have to learn to pivot. So during that time, it took us about 2 months to get everything cleaned up. And then what we did is we talked to a bank, and it just so happens I am bankable, which we can go into that into a later video of what bankable means. And we also had to do new construction plans. So we had to hire an architect, get us some plans together, and we also had to do a survey to make sure the property was set correctly. So we did that all in about 180 days. And the reason it took so long is also because of the permitting process that it takes here in Nashville to get a new construction done. So on May 29th, we closed this property. We had a payoff amount of $116,302.48, and we paid $6,380 in interest for that time. So it did cost us a lot on a monthly basis to make sure that that deal kept going. So here's what we did. We went and we got a construction loan. So a construction loan is not like your normal 30-year mortgage. A construction loan is interest only, and it is normally just 12 months. Sometimes shorter, sometimes longer, normally about 12 months. And we worked with a bank that gave us a 4.2% interest rate on $329,162. Our total deal was $365,705, and they wanted $36,543 down, 10% of cost, and they also wanted $3,905 in what's called interest reserve. Now, what is interest reserve? Interest reserve is what the bank wants in their account for monthly interest payments, because this is an interest-only loan. So there's no principal pay down during the loan. So that was a total of $48,449. Now remember, we had already put $9,370 into the deal. So I didn't really want to put another $48,000 in this deal. So what did I do? I ended up getting a second position private funding, okay? Now, what is first and second position? Your normal bank that you do a 30-year mortgage is called a first position loan. So they're gonna have the first deed to the property, all right? So if for some reason you don't pay your bills, they foreclose and they have a first position lien. If you were to get a HELOC on your property through the equity, that would be considered a second position HELOC, all right? Because the bank has the first position and your HELOC would be the second. I did something very similar to this, except for I used private funds. So I went and I got $48,449.35 from a private investor of mine, and I paid him an amazing return of $20,550. Now, why did I pay that much? Here's why. A second position loan is very risky, and you have to trust the person that you're doing the deal with, because if I did not pay this amount or I let the loan go and they foreclosed, this money is gone. Not just gone like they can't get it back, gone completely where they can't even go to the bank and get it back. To get theirs back, they would have to buy out the first loan, and then they would become the first to save their money. Very risky loan, but I have a lot of good investors that trust me because of the amount of deals we've done, not only together, but also the amount of deals we've done in total. Phenomenal return. Now you ask, how long was this note? This was a 7-month note. So if I went past 7 months, I would have to pay more. A little bit about the deal. We built a 2,105 square foot home, and we did that for $243,794, which ends up being $115.81 a foot, which in Nashville is phenomenal. I actually hired out this build to a great general contractor in Nashville. They did an amazing job on the property, and they knocked this sucker out in 7 months flat. Permit to close. It was unbelievable. I was very, very impressed. So it ended up being 157 days. Now, had I not screwed up on the beginning, this process should have taken about 9 months total, all right? But because we screwed up in that time, it ended up costing us a little bit more money and cost us a little bit more time. We actually sold this property for $495,000, all right? And we did that 30 days before it was actually complete on a pre-sale. We also crushed comps. We were one of the highest sales in that area in the last 4 months. And I was so impressed with that. That was a mixture of my wife's design, the builder's ability to execute, and her ability, the agent, Nikki, to execute on the sale. So very impressive. We ended up closing on December 1st, which just so happens to be 1 day to a year. We ended up doing a net profit on the deal of $60,324.22. But we had to come back and take our amount here of what we put down, which gets here. And we actually didn't use all of our interest reserves, right? So we had $6,288 left of the interest reserves, which left us with $57,242. But remember, we also had to pay ourselves back for the interest we cost ourselves because we didn't really do a great job of inspecting the property well enough. However, at the end of the day, we made $50,862 on a deal that could have gone very, very differently had we not been able to have a new construction property be built there. All in all, it really came down to understanding, not only understanding the market, but you probably, me and everybody else out there, you probably should do a little bit more inspection. But I'll tell you what, sometimes I just pull the trigger so quick and it really works out. Sometimes it doesn't, but 9 times out of 10, it's working out for me. A deal that we put a total of, what, 365,705 plus 11, so about 380,000 into, and it was not my money, made us 50,862. So really it was, what, about 15,000 out of my own pocket made me 50,000. This is why new construction is one of my favorite things to do in the real estate industry and why you should look at it. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you found value in this video, hit the like button, hit the share button, and tell your friends about it. And as always, make a comment, let me know what you think. And if you need any help, make a comment. We're here to help.